everybody. Pelvic floor exploration. This is going to be pretty mellow. A good add-on if you did another class today. And a great thing to do while, if you're a woman, if you're menstruating, or if you're tired, feeling just really low energy, because this is going to be all about just finding your pelvic floor and feeling into how your pelvic floor muscles feel when you engage them and relax. I know I've done classes like this before. Pelvic floor is very important to being able to engage your core and strengthen your body. Because it literally is this intricate set of muscles that hold your foundation together. They hold your organs in, they hold our babies in, they hold us from the bottom up. And so today what this exploration looks like, feels like, is you're going to need a ball is great. This is like a specific Pilates ball, so if you don't have one, or if you do, great. If you don't, that's okay too. Grab a towel or a blanket and like roll it up. I almost should grab a towel or blanket and show you, but you gotta just roll it up like to make it pretty thick so that you can sit on it. Because you're gonna come to seated and you want it to be right in your business, right in your pelvic floor muscles. So, when you arrive seated here, you do want to feel like your body can relax here, so that you need adjust your feet however you need to. You can sit like this. You're going to be balancing a little bit more, so that's an option if your ankles don't love to be crossed back there, or angled like that. You can also put a little towel underneath your ankles. That can help support them. So what we're doing today is mainly just breathing and engaging your pelvic floor. So I could go into a long history of Kegels and pelvic floor exercises, but I'm gonna just stick with the plan. So what you want to feel when you engage your pelvic floor is, well, one, you might not feel it today. So this practice you're going to do with me, you might be going along with the movements, but you're like, I'm not really feeling what she's saying right now. It's okay. Probably 9 out of 10 people will feel that way too. I have just been doing this for 10 years, so I can feel my pelvic floor muscles at this point. It just takes practice. So this is something, especially if you've had pelvic floor issues, if you what's it called? When you jump or sneeze and you pee, there's a specific word for it that's slipping my mind. Also after having a baby, pre-having a baby, this is gonna be great for you. And just overall feeling your pelvic floor muscles. Everyone should be familiar with their pelvic floor muscles. Because when you properly use your pelvic floor and core together, then the rest of you gets stronger, faster, easier, smoother. So, I'm going to be talking a lot. I will try not to, but there's a lot of information I want to share. So once you arrive seated against your ball or your towel or blanket, try to relax your face muscles. Roll your shoulders up into your ears and relax them down. And you are going to feel into, as you inhale and exhale, just normally inhale and exhale. You don't have to do it bigger or better, just as normal as you usually do. Just feel how that feels with the pressure on the ball or the towel, whatever prop you have. I'm just going to say a prop. So just feel what that feels like. Notice the little subtleties of that prop touching you, supporting you. You can have a soft gaze or your eyes closed. Fill up your body with your slow, smooth inhale through your nose. And then slow, smooth exhale through your mouth. Inhale in through your nose. And exhale out through your mouth. Start to slow down your breathing, inhaling in for about 7-8 seconds. Exhale out for about 9-10 seconds. What is your pelvic floor muscles doing as you inhale and exhale? And it's okay if the answer is, I don't know, I don't really feel it. Just tune into this area. Bring your attention here. Let's do that one more cycle, and then I'm going to talk to you a little more. Okay, so keep breathing and just feeling that physical feedback of the prop beneath you. And now when we do this next set of breathing, I'm going to ask you to utilize your breath to engage your pelvic floor. So when we inhale, I've talked about this before if you've taken classes here, but I'm going to reiterate it millions of times. We have 3 diaphragms at the throat, thoracic, like underneath our rib cage, and then right above our pelvic floor muscles. So when we inhale, those diaphragms kind of like elongate, and they can bring a sense of pressure. So like you feel pressure in your rib cage, you might feel pressure in like your guts, your organs, that's what I wanted to say, your organs. You might feel pressure in your throat a little bit. And I say that like I use the word pressure because that's a sensation that I feel, but it's a gentle pressure. It's like a very gentle, subtle pressure. Like you don't want to feel like it's strenuous, especially when we're talking about our pelvic floor diaphragm, because the only case I can ever think of is when you're pushing out a baby. You do not ever want to push your pelvic floor muscles down unless you're pushing out a baby. When you're pushing out a baby, everything is going down. But when you're breathing day to day, or when you're working out, especially like lifting weights, you do not ever want to feel like your pelvic floor muscles are pressing down to the ground or out of you. That is a no-no. Your pelvic floor muscles do not want to go that way. They will though, so why I'm like kind of really reiterating that is because the gentle pressure of your diaphragm does give a little bit of downward pressure onto your pelvic floor muscles when you inhale. So then when you exhale, you're pulling everything together. So imagine like my hands, these little interlaced finger hands, are your pelvic floor muscles. And so when you inhale, they go down a little bit, just a little bit, slightly. And then when you exhale, they pull in a little tighter and come up towards your belly button. So you're doing this as you breathe normally. We're going to just focus in on that pelvic floor, just barely releasing down. Gently is the magic word there, gently releasing down, and then pulling back up. And the only reason that release is happening downward is because of the pelvic diaphragm. You also are going to practice this class doing this without using your glutes. That's why this posture of the ball and sitting like this, it's really hard for me to engage my glutes. You just want to keep it in your front muscles. I had a teacher that would say, hold your pee, not your poo, pertaining to the pelvic floor muscles. And that, it makes sense. You want to use your pelvic floor, not your glutes. So let's practice. So have your soft gaze or your eyes closed, relax your shoulders, shake your arms out. And then we're going to do this about 10 breaths together. So inhale. And then exhale, pull your pelvic floor in and up. Inhale, you'll feel that subtle downward pressure. And exhale, pull it up. Again, very subtle. You might be like, I don't know what you're talking about, lady. I promise it gets better and better. So just keep practicing that for 7 more breaths. So inhale, filling up your chest, slowly feeling that kind of relaxing of the pelvic floor. And then exhale, lift your pelvic floor, pulling it like in together and up. It almost feels like I also had a teacher that would say, lift a grape with your perineum. So with your exhale, you're lifting a grape up. With your inhale, you're releasing the grape down. Good visual. I love that. Stick with it if it works. Throw it away if it doesn't. Let's do that 5 more breaths. So inhale, filling up. Subtle, gentle downward pressure. And then exhale, lift. Three more together. Kind of feels like you grow a little bit longer through your whole body with your inhale. And then the muscles engage with your exhale, kind of bringing you a little bit closer to the ground. Last one together. And just release that, breathe. If you're on a ball, this is also the nice part. You can bounce a little bit, and that like really relaxes out your pelvic floor, because what I was just going to get into, so if you want to bounce, you can bounce. It is just as important to have a relaxed pelvic floor and a strong pelvic floor. They need to go hand in hand. If you have too relaxed of pelvic floor, issues. If you have an overactive pelvic floor, issues. What we are seeing today in our modern world, women actually have way more overactive pelvic floors than the relaxed. And I think it's because of like kind of the A-type go, go, go personality. Also, we are very much like kind of clenching. That's what I see, at least in myself and my clients that I've been seeing for now 10 years, is we just clench a lot. And we hold things in and ooh. And so the relaxing, like this bouncing, is very relaxing. And the practice of relaxing your pelvic floor as much as you strengthen it, that's why the inhale is kind of that relaxing, lengthening sensation. And the exhale is the engaging and strengthening sensation. So the balance, the yin and the yang. Okay, you are going to come off of your prop. Come to hands and knees, and you're just very gently going to step your ankles in towards one another, and then step your ankles out. So you're going to step your ankles in like, and that's going to almost, it feels like your hip bones are turning out a little bit. And then as you turn your knees in, your ankles step out, and that's your hip bones turning in. So this is a little release for your pelvic floor as well. Also a great prep for birth, if you're having a baby. Just getting your pelvis and hips moving differently, internal to external rotation. And then you're going to come to lying down on your side. And just relax here, rest your head, cradle your head. I call this the little bicep pillow. And we're just gonna take 5 breaths here. I'm kind of smushing my mic, sorry. You rest your head. I'm going to prop up so you can hear me. So you're going to inhale in nice and big, and exhale out slow and smooth. If you're feeling just a little overstimulated in your pelvic floor, then just ditch the pelvic floor breathing we just did. If you're like, okay, I'm feeling pretty good and starting to get this, you can, for the next 3 breaths, practice lifting and lowering your pelvic floor. So with your exhale, you're lifting your pelvic floor. And with your inhale, you're relaxing it. So exhale, lift your pelvic floor. If you're needing a break though, then just breathe and lay there for a moment. And then inhale, relax your pelvic floor. Do that 2 more times. Yay, and now you can just rest and just lay there for a moment. This is something you can do, especially if you're prenatal, postpartum, having some pelvic floor issues. This is something you can do every day, or every other day if you feel like a little tired from doing it. And yeah, this is something you can do to strengthen the rest of your body. And let me know if you have any questions. Drink lots of water, and I will see you next time. Thank you.